کرنا چاہوں گا. میں درخواست کرتا ہوں کہ آج کے اس موضوع پہ کچھ بیان.
بہت شکریہ پشکن بھائی. وائس چانسلر آف علی گڑھ مسلم یونیورسٹی پروفیسر طارق منصور صاحب, علی بھائی, سفیان صاحب اور کنٹیسٹنٹس اور یوٹیوب پہ جتنے بھی ویورز ہمارے ساتھ جڑے ہیں. میں کیا بات ایسی کہی جائے کہ اس کا امپیکٹ ہو. تو ایک چیز سر سید کے بارے میں کہی جاتی رہی کہ کیا وہ ٹو نیشن تھیوری کے پروپوننٹس تھے, اور اس میں پاکستانی ہسٹورینز نے بھی بڑا ڈیمیج کیا. سو واٹ آئی ایم گوئنگ ٹو سے ٹوڈے از واٹ واز سر سید's idea of citizenship. There has been quite a debate in last 2 years in our country about citizenship, Citizenship Amendment Act, how citizenship is to be given. The framers of Indian Constitution has taken a very liberal position saying that citizenship will be given on the basis of birth, or what is said to be the concept of jus soli. Subsequently, we became narrow-minded and we adopted the concept of jus sanguine, so that we look at the blood relationship and then give relationship on the basis of that. Now, true that Sir Sayyid talks of Hindus and Muslims as two nations, but then the whole idea of a nation state was not there in 19th century. It is a product of a later time. But looking at Sir Sayyid's whole idea when he talks of communities as nations, I personally believe that Sir Sayyid is talking of something which in modern multicultural jurisprudence would be called differentiated citizenship. So we are a citizen of India, of course. There are no dual citizenships, so to say. But then, while we are citizen of India, we believe in universal citizenship. Simultaneously, we are also members of our cultural communities. So if I am a member of a Muslim community, by becoming the citizen of India, I do not abandon or break my ties or sever my ties with my cultural community. And this is the idea of modern cultural relativism. This is an idea of modern multiculturalism. This is what is called differentiated citizenship. The whole idea of this differentiated citizenship is that one may be different but equal. As the famous book would say, that men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So both men and women are different, yet they are equal. Similarly, different cultural communities who live in India, they are different, they are distinct, yet they are equal. There cannot be the dominance of any one particular community. There cannot be the dominance of any one idea or one ideology. And therefore, I feel that this whole idea of Sir Sayyid, that you retain the membership of your cultural community and you celebrate your differences, this goes beyond our classical concept of tolerance. Tolerance, after all, is a negative idea. And that's why in my recent article on RSS Chief, and this idea that you are a member of a cultural community and you have a right as a member of a cultural community is very specifically recognized in the Indian Constitution, first in Article 29, which says every citizen of India shall have a right to conserve his distinctive language, script, and culture. And then the minorities, whether based on religion or language, have been given the right to set up their own educational institutions and to administer them. And why they therefore there is no space, no public space, no public square for one particular culture to flourish. And therefore we need minority institutions, because within that minority institution, whatever is your religious tradition or cultural tradition or ethnic culture, you can celebrate that. And that is why you have Article 30, which gives all minorities, whether based on religion or language, to have their own environment in which that culture will flourish. I would also in the end say that that is the liberty to adopt a personal opinion in religious matters was very progressive idea. I think we, instead of going with Sir Sayyid's idea of Azad-e-Rai, where you form your opinion and you follow your opinion, we preferred for almost now 8 to 9 centuries taqleed. And that is why when we went for taqleed, then the deterioration of Muslim civilization started. When we were not doing taqleed, then that period, or the period of rise of Islam, or first 3 centuries, are called in the European history period of dark ages, because the kind of knowledge revolution which Islam ushered in, under that revolution we have gone ahead in sciences, we had gone ahead in several other disciplines. The moment we adopt taqleed, research comes to an end, questioning comes to an end. And it is unfortunate that many of us, even in Aligarh, do not really practice technology. And that is part of our problem, that we are not able to adjust to the new realities. What Sir Sayyid said, that we should have scientific temper and a spirit of inquiry, today has become a fundamental duty under our constitution of every single citizen of India. So Sir Sayyid was way ahead of his times. He was not talking of 2 countries. He was talking of 2 cultural communities, which as communities, in addition to universal citizenship, retain their cultural identity. And that identity is to be celebrated. That's why the Constitution of India does not have any one language. In fact, there is no national language in India. Hindi is only the official language. We have so many languages in our Constitution, in Schedule 8, and we celebrate by and large. If you assess our institution, Great Aligarh Muslim University, we have tried to live up to that progressive idea. Except on the theological questions, we failed to go that far as Sir Sayyid had gone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So nice.